Boys are talking biz. Boys are talking biz.
Welcome back! It's the Boys Talk Biz! We're back with another week of hype news for you, by you, and we are here to tell it to you. So, Marty, what's the first thing in the news? By the way, how you doing, man?
Me, I'm doing pretty fantastic, just watching tons of anime, just
All keeping up.
always keeping up.
Marty has one of the strongest grinds I think I've ever seen when it comes to keeping up with his shows. He's got a schedule. He's got it down packed. He knows when they come out. He does not miss anything. This man is he's basically an anime connoisseur. He's an aficionado. Anything that you need to know about anime. Goddamn, he's the source. You gotta call him.
Gotta call me. I think I've watched 151 shows, and out of the 151, I've completed 93. Or if the show's still continuing, I'm caught up. So we're almost completed on 100.
Nice.
Because
finally getting those triple digits.
Hell yeah! Because there's some that you can't stand through. You can't finish it.
Yeah, some of them are mega cringe, dude. Like, I'm a person I really enjoy completing stuff. I feel like I get a task done when I watch a show, and
like an objective.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I have a list of stuff, and I can check it off. It makes me feel good. And so, even sometimes if I'm watching dog shit, I'm literally I'm in there and I'm watching the worst show of my life. I just feel like I gotta finish it, and I feel like that is keeping me away from more good stuff, which fucking sucks.
You gotta go. You gotta swim in there. You're gonna find a lot of bad.
Yeah, you're finding your way through the water. You're getting yourself through, and all of a sudden, oh shit! Oh man, I hit my fucking leg on a rock, and that's what's keeping me from wading down the stream.
Bro, oh man,
it's painful. So today, we're talking about possibly one of the biggest, most anticipated releases of 2022. We have the new season of Attack on Titan coming out currently, and it's been hitting some pretty insane landmarks. We have seen milestones hit by this anime that have never ever been done before. It's just crazy. This is one of those shows that it came out so long ago, that first season. The hype was there. It was so intense. And then the second season doesn't come out for fucking 7 years or something like that. And, now it was a long
I feel
gap,
like I went through high school.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the first season came out when we were in middle school and didn't come out until we were done with high school.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Why did it take so long? And so, Attack on Titan is breaking records out here. It's one of the biggest shows on the market right now. And, Ma, you want to fill us in with maybe some, we don't want any spoilers, we don't want to hit anybody with spoilers. But
It's still going. I don't want to spoil the show for anybody, because I recommend everyone should watch the show. But yes, the show is breaking tons of records. How it feels right now watching Attack on Titan. We've never had a show that has we've had anime that have made it out of our community, right? The anime community, right? We've had Naruto's in Fortnite. He was in Fortnite.
Yes.
You can't go anywhere without seeing Pokemon or Dragon Ball. Think about Pokemon and Dragon Ball.
They're in. You can buy their shirts in fucking Target. Everyone sees it.
Right. So we've had anime who have gotten out of our community, our small knit community space. But we've never had a show that feels like the whole world is just watching it. It's like a world event. Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
Like this past week, because we have 12 episodes in this final season, and today's going to be episode 4, but last week was episode 3. In total, episode 78. It was viewed more last Sunday, than the 4 NFL playoff games. And there was 4, and it had more viewers than those 4. The NFL.
All combined. I mean, oh my God. And, it's not just America watching, a lot of other countries fucking love football. You know what I mean? Everybody loves American football. And the fact that one show can encapsulate 4 different viewings, I mean, that's just freaking insane.
This is never happened.
Oh my God. No. Like, the last time that anything like this happened is when Demon Slayer was like the highest grossing box office movie for a while. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, it was beating like fucking Marvel stuff.
The one the one episode in Demon Slayer that was like, it was number 1 on Twitter. I forgot what episode it was, but like it was the one with the crazy ass animation.
Yes.
And it was like number 1 on Twitter. But
yes.
I mean, Attack on Titan, it's just this world event. And it's so weird because, like, I'll talk to people who I don't talk to anime about, right? Because, like, they just don't watch it.
Yeah, or, like, not enough to, have, like, maybe, like, a full, like, in-depth conversation,
Yeah, like, I can't talk to them about, like, for instance, I can't talk to them about Demon Slayer. They have no idea what the fuck that even is. But
yeah, or like prison school, like weird offshoot ones they would never know. You know what I mean?
I can't talk about them about slice of life shit.
Nah,
I can't.
They don't.
But they know Attack on Titan. They're like watching it, and I'm like, bro, you like
this is officially in the mainstream.
Yes, this is crazy. I'm so glad to be a part of it. I'm so glad. Again, I've been watching a ton of anime. I've been watching an anime for a long period of my life, and I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm glad to be a viewer. Now, is the question the question, is this show overhyped? There is a lot of hype with this.
That is the question.
Yes. However,
and so this is the 4th season, right? Technically,
yes, it is.
Yeah, okay,
four.
Yeah. So we had the first season. We had the insane hype with the first season. It was a completely different show. It had that fucking amazing first opening,
the music just blaring in your earbuds, however you listen.
Good.
Just blaring.
So good.
But yeah,
oh my God,
fantastic.
And the soundtrack is phenomenal. But so you got that first season that's got all the hype, and then 2 and 3 come out, and it's a lot of they're getting the world building. They're getting more into the human interactions rather than the Titans versus the humans, and there's not as much. I don't even know. There's not as much like
adrenaline,
grit. Yeah, adrenaline. Yeah, like not like gut wrenching, blood pumping scenes. And now that we're into that 4th season, I feel like they're really finally like closing the chapter, getting those hype moments. They're getting them out of the way, and they're getting to the sauce, the steak.
I will say, guys, I was a hater of the show. Okay, so
I remember we used to talk about that when 2 and 3 were coming out. You were like, bro, this is getting down my list. It is dropping down my list so hard because of these seasons.
Bro,
doesn't make it worth it.
See,
I mean, obviously we won't know until the season is over. You know what I mean? You can't officially get your diagnosis for the show
until it's
it's complete.
Right. Yeah. So I will say, because each season has the theme of there's 2 arcs in the manga. There's 2 arcs per season. If that makes sense, right? You watched season 1, right?
Yeah, I've only seen season 1.
Okay,
I've seen a little bit of season 2, but I never really got in. So
right. So do you remember how like in season 1, there's like the first arc is like the first 12, and then the last 12 episodes are like a completely, you're in a different place, different chapter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's the theme for Attack on Titan. Is like there's two arcs per season. One, obviously, adrenaline, right? And you're like, oh yeah. And then there's that 4, 5, however many year gap. And then season 2 comes out, and it's all character building.
Yeah.
I was so like blue balls because of season
Yeah.
1. And I remember...
Yeah, because season 1 is so action-packed, man.
Yes! Like, oh, man. But I was definitely rushing it, boys. I will admit.
Okay.
I was rushing it. The second part of season 2, I got hyped because we saw so many reveals.
Yeah.
Right? We went further into the story, and we got more reveals, and I was like, oh my days. All right, season 3, it's coming back.
Here it comes. It's going to be the big one.
The first arc in season 3 is human on human conflict, and it's very political. And I'm like, oh, no.
This is not what I wanted.
So I stopped. I stopped watching it. It was an incomplete show for me. It was on that statistic of this is a show that Marty did not complete.
Mm-hmm. And
then I saw the trailer of season 4, and people were talking about the manga and where it's at, and I'm like, okay, we're
back in.
We're back in. Tag me in.
I'm jumping off the top rope. I'm coming in with a swanton bomb. I am dropping back in the show.
Fucking Hardy Boy, dude.
Yeah.
So I got through the political stuff, and again, boys, I did not know what was in store for me. I was not appreciating these story moments.
Yeah.
You
were blindsided. You wanted action. You didn't want the plot development. You were just like, I need the meat.
Yeah, I need the meat. I need the adrenaline. I need it. The second arc in season 3, which is the best arc I've ever seen in any anime.
Bold fucking status, man. Wow.
That was the best one. It was what I was waiting for. Certain things that happen in it, there's a lot of consequences. And we finally get... That's another thing. I've been waiting to get to the basement. The second arc in season 3, we got to the basement.
They have been referencing the basement since the very beginning. It's like one of the first things that are freaking talked about, man. What the fuck is in the basement? And then they get to it in season 3.
You find out what's in the basement. Or you find out information, you find out what's in the basement, you really find out the world and with how it works, what's the world outside is like.
Yeah, the truth is revealed.
Yes. I remember that episode. It was episode 21. 21 or 22. And I remember I was like, oh my lord, because all of these character deaths in those slow building parts, right? All those deaths. And I remember telling you guys, I'd be like, man, they're showing backstories of these characters that they just die after you know their background. Like, they don't mean anything.
Yeah.
It all hit me that episode. I'm like, oh my god. All of their deaths, all those characters, they have so much weight right now in this moment.
Oh, okay.
That's when I realized, me turning off the show, that was a mistake by me. That was me rushing it. That was me being impatient.
As a boys talk biz mistake,
yes.
It was an oversight. It was, we stopped too early.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. That's on me. But another incredible thing after the basement, the show, because of what you find out, the show changes. It takes a 180-degree turn. So, season 4, the story where we're at, isn't even relative to season 1 anymore. It's not even the same show, but in a good way, right? It's not like Naruto going to Boruto. It's not. It's not like that. It's not like that.
Every time I hear Boruto, I think I lose years off my life. Honestly, oh Christ. So basically, I'm assuming that from season 1 to season 4, a decent amount of time has passed.
Yes. There is a time
from what I've seen, I watched the season 4 trailer. It looks like Aaron's, got longer hair. He looks to be, I don't know, maybe taller or some shit.
Yeah.
So it seems like a decent amount of time has passed.
All of the, I would say the main core characters are all taller than Levi now. If that's like a reference.
Interesting. Yeah, no, holy
Yeah.
shit. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was always short. Like, I think Levi's like 5'3".
Yeah.
like-
not a big dude.
Yeah, but they were all the same height as him as kids. But
Yeah, exactly, because they kind of get recruited. Well, it's kind of like a military thing, they're getting recruited
Yeah.
when they're like teenagers, basically.
yeah, so that's a reference. Is like everyone is
Okay.
now Levi's the smallest person now. He's not.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, which is cute. It's cute. It's honestly
Yeah,
cute.
he's a little kitty. He's a little kitty.
Cute. Levi's a little softy now. He acts like the dad.
Oh, yeah.
He's a softy. He's cute.
You love to see it.
We love to see it. And then season 4, you guys who've been keeping up with it, that last episode. Oh man, that last episode was the only episode in IMDb history to get a 10 out of 10 perfect score.
And I mean, that is... And so, does that include movies, or is that just TV episodes?
I believe it was just categorized as TV, but if you look at movies,
Okay.
no movie has gotten 10 out of 10.
Interesting.
I don't know if that would be harder as a movie because it's like longer.
Yeah, you'd have so much
maybe.
less time to show the plot and stuff.
Yeah. But
Yeah. Interesting.
I guess for both, but yeah.
Yeah.
TV shows.
That's crazy. I mean,
right?
think of how many shows, think of how many movies that the IMDb people have watched. Think of how many shows they have to sit through, methodically go through and give a rating. And this anime that, I mean, in ways you can say came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? It was a complete, the concept was so unique. The storytelling is so fresh, And so you're getting a show, and especially because I'm assuming IMDb is an American company.
Yeah.
And so
I think
you
so.
get Americans truly appreciating Japanese media. I mean, I just can't believe it got a 10 out of 10. And that makes me so hyped to catch up.
Right?
Because I got some serious shit to get into, Because, like, if it's the only 10 out of 10, that means it's the best episode of any show of all time, according to that website.
Right?
That is insane to think about.
I'm looking up where IMDb is from.
I have to assume it's American.
I would have owner is Amazon. So yes.
Huh. Interesting.
Interesting.
I wonder when
yeah.
that happened.
Launch date 1990, so it's been around for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, American. But
It's
yeah,
very interesting.
out of all the episodes, out of all the things those people have seen, an anime.
Yeah, and anime takes the freaking top. I mean, that is just huge. That is huge because, like, there's so many bad ones. And can you imagine the amount of bad anime that IMDb has had to watch, and they've had to rate, and they've had to methodically go through, probably watch it more than once, honestly.
Yeah.
So it had to be very refreshing for whoever was doing the research that day to be like, oh, thank God I'm actually watching something fucking good.
And if it's like a group thing, right? Like, imagine if it's like a board or like a team who does the reviews. Like, the reason why some things aren't perfect is probably because, if you get like
Different
12
opinions.
different opinions. So the fact that this got 10, if it's in a group setting, that would mean everyone in the group thinks of it as like here.
Top tier. Because
That is crazy.
if you have 12 people reviewing this, right?
Yeah.
Even if one person gives it a 9.7, it's going to drop it down to a 9.9. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not going to be that 10 out of 10. So that had to be a unanimous decision by whoever does that stuff and whoever's on that board. That is an insane statistic. I mean, dude, the people who are in AOT's studio making the show, they need to fucking get a plaque for that shit.
Yes. Take a
like,
screenshot.
God damn. Yeah, get that shit in NFT.
Yo!
Oh my God. But another crazy fact about Attack on Titan, they've always had stellar, intense music. The soundtrack is fucking phenomenal. They had a song, the opening, right? The opening for season 4 hit #1 on the rock charts in America.
The rumbling.
The game is changing, dude.
Yeah, like rock music, and AOT's
Rock music.
in there.
Yeah. And I mean, I listened to that opening. It freaking bangs. It is so good, man. I love that. Yes, dude. I love that anime is like kind of getting away from their like, I don't want to say like normal like opening stuff. Like I feel like the more kind of people that start watching it, the more people that get interested, you know. Like the soundtrack for AOT, you could basically call it heavy metal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's pretty heavy, you know, there's some thick guitar in there. You got some insane vocals. And it's so cool to see that. I mean, even reflecting in our charts. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there are enough people listening to this song, not just in Japan, but in America, to get it to the top of the charts. And who knows how long it'll stay up there. But
Who knows?
it's still an insane statistic.
The fact that, I mean, music's always changing, but like the
Always.
fact that it got there.
Yeah.
What?
It's just crazy.
What? Oh, I never thought I would see a day like this. I never thought I would see. I always thought anime was gonna stay in the anime culture and
Yeah.
in our community. I always knew anime is gonna be big in Japan, right? It's gonna be a mainstream thing in Japan. But
No matter what, yeah.
I never thought it would be like a global. There would be something that would grab the globe's attention.
Yeah.
That is.
It's almost like there has been so many years of just constant, like, it's almost like how you form diamonds. There's been so much stress and pressure on the anime community, and it's all of a sudden gets smashed into just perfection. You know what I mean? You get this one thing that comes out, and it unites the global community. It becomes a global phenomenon. You know, you have this piece of media, this piece of art that transcends what it is, you know what I mean? Because people get turned off. They're like, oh, anime, oh my God, I don't want to watch cartoons. But then when you watch it, you realize, oh my God, this is some of the greatest intense storytelling ever. Because they can do thousands, millions of things that a film studio could never do because they have to use real people, effects,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yes.
There's so much more that goes into, you know, shooting a live scene, even with the green screen stuff, you know what I mean? There
Right.
still has to be a set built up. You have to green screen the entire thing. There's going to be obstacles and obligations in your way to getting the intensity that they might need. But animation doesn't have that. They don't have that, like, thing that's blocking them. They don't have that obstacle in their way. They can do whatever they want. They don't have any restrictions, exactly. Because they literally can just do anything they want. It doesn't matter.
It also doesn't look unnatural.
Yes.
If a human starts stretching out like Luffy, that's going to look... I think that's just going to look weird to the human eye. A human actually doing that.
Because it doesn't... I mean, your brain is thinking to itself, like, that don't look right.
Yeah. Like, even... I know, like, CGI and stuff and technology, right, has gone to...
through the roof lately.
But that's still not gonna look. It's not gonna look like an anime where you're like, oh yeah, like
that's normal.
Yeah, that's normal. That's normal.
Yeah,
shit.
I mean, of course he can stretch his arms. Why wouldn't he be able to?
Yeah.
He ate a fruit that gave him superpowers. That just makes sense.
Yeah. Just no.
Another thing I think we need to talk about before we get into our next topic, and I just want to say thank you to everybody who watches AOT. You know, we held out. And we're finally getting the sauce, you know, and we're getting to that place where our love for these shows is actually showing, and it's, you know, it's not being shit on like it used to be in the past, you know. Anime is becoming a normal thing. It's not something that people probably still get bullied for it. Don't Naruto run through the hallways in high school. You're going to get
bullied.
Don't do that. Just don't do it.
I'm going to trip you. I'm going to trip you.
Yeah. And I love Naruto.
Yeah.
But I'm going to trip you because you're acting a fool. You're fucking acting a fool. But one thing that I really have been wanting to talk to you, Marty, about is the One Piece live action Netflix show.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to hear, you know, they released some test stuff. They released some of that, like, what the characters are supposed to look like, some of the cast. And I just want to hear your thoughts. Just initial thoughts, you know?
Action. Hold up. I'm gonna put up some visuals here, so...
There we go.
Let's go. I'm gonna just mark myself out. Webcam 3 gone. Oh yeah. Okay. What up, Eddie? So yeah, here we go, boys. Is this?
So yeah, I think that
is that more cosplay?
that looks like cosplay.
I
don't know. Maybe it's not.
Because this is
it is. Yeah, that's it. So so I just want to hear like initial thoughts about just this concept. You know what I mean? Just making, because Netflix, they've done some pretty great anime stuff. You know what I mean? Castlevania was phenomenal.
Right.
Devilman Crybaby, one of the fucking best shows I've ever watched, and that's a Netflix anime. So
right.
they've got the right crews working on this. So I'm wondering if it can actually, because this has got to be, in my mind, one of the hardest shows to put to live action. So I can't believe that they're even trying. So I just want to hear your initial thoughts on kind of like this concept.
My thoughts are, I don't think you should mix, or I don't think anime should be live action. I don't think it should be animated in that. I don't think an anime should become a movie, a show, live action. I don't believe it should.
Okay.
Because of...
You think it should stick to the media that it's in?
Yes, because going from live action to anime is so much easier than the other way around, right? Like we saw it with Star Wars this past summer.
Yes.
And going from Star Wars to the anime, that's an easier process. Like, we saw some really anime BS, right? Non-logical stuff happening that doesn't even happen in the movies. Yeah. But it's like, it's fine.
Yeah, because it doesn't look goofy, you know what I mean? It doesn't like, it's not taking you out of the story because they have wrapped it in the animation, you know what I mean? It doesn't look funny, it doesn't look weird. And I think that I always get my hopes up for live action anime stuff because, like, I feel like someday a live action Berserk movie, a live action Berserk show could genuinely be the greatest show ever. Because that is one of those shows that, yes, there's superpowers and stuff, but, you see it with The Witcher. The Witcher was a video game, and that show is freaking phenomenal. It's so good. And so I'm just hoping. I'm hoping that maybe One Piece will be okay. Arnold,
yo,
dude,
please.
I need that casting. I need that. But so, I've got small hopes. They're not big. They're not big hopes.
Not big.
This is gotta be seriously one of the hardest. Like, if you were gonna pick any anime to make live action, I never would have picked this one because there's so many superpowers. They're never on land. I mean, they are, but like, you know. They're traveling by ship, and it's just gonna be, there's so many things to get in the way of this being great. You know what I mean? There's so many things starting off that I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm nervous about it.
I do feel that this shows would be one of the hardest to actually become live action compared to, like, I don't know, maybe like another one. Because the One Piece art style of the show, it's so wonky, and these beings, these people, aren't built like humans. They're not built naturally. You're never gonna get a guy who is like as thick as Frankie. You know what I mean? Like, that man is not proportional. You know what I mean? You're not going to get... And how are you going to do Brook? The man is literally a skeleton. And he's like 7 feet tall. Everyone... Yeah, just One Piece's art style, nothing is proportional. Everyone's built very crooked, wonky, thick, slender, super skinny. I mean, no one is just built right. Okay, like, if we look at other shows, you'd be like, okay, yeah, things are proportional here. But One Piece, the art style is just it's so cartoonish.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, this show would be one of the hardest to implement into live action.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I have no hope for this.
Yeah.
I have zero hope.
I'm very interested to see what part of the story they do. You know what I mean? Because, like, I mean, technically you could start anywhere, right?
Yeah,
So
but where, what are
like,
what are we doing in it?
because, like, if we just go from the beginning, I mean, what's the point? Like, you can just watch the anime. You know what I mean? Like,
It's
I
so
don't know.
long. Like, yeah.
It's so long. Like, bro, if you really wanted to get it to where it's at now, I mean, you'd have to have like 10 seasons. And that would be really, really streamlining the content.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That would be yes.
So I don't know, man. I'm not sure what this is going to be like. So far, I've enjoyed the casting.
Yeah.
I think the guy that they picked for Luffy he's got a good look. I think it's interesting. The guy that they picked for Sanji kind of looks like Lil Peep, and I wasn't really expecting that casting, but I kind of dig it. You know, so I will watch it. I will see what happens. Oh God!
I hope they don't create like a Hollywood its own like story, if that makes sense. Remember the Dragon Ball movie?
Oh my God!
How it was like Goku was an American high schooler, and like how they created an own script for our characters.
So stupid.
I hope that they would not do that with One Piece.
No, because like. God, I don't even know. I mean, I really don't even know what they're going to do. But yeah, I just wanted to hear initial thoughts. I saw this on Twitter the other day, and I'm a huge One Piece fan, so I want it to be good, but it's just not gonna be.
It's just not gonna be, bro.
It's really not. But yeah, that's One Piece live action, you know, and it sucks because we're not Bleach fans on this show. We've made that very clear. But the Bleach live action movie on Netflix was fucking awesome.
Was it original script or was it like Hollywood scripted?
I think it's like the beginning of the show kind of like collapsed into like a 2-hour movie. Oh, because you kind of see a lot of the original characters that are just kind of in the beginning, and a couple of like not crazy monsters, you know what I mean, or demons, if you will. So I feel like it was just kind of like, Bond guy. So. Yeah, I mean, the Bleach live-action movie was great, so I don't know. I also don't know if it's going to be a series. I don't know if it's just going to be a movie. There's so many questions. There's so many questions. But yeah, that's One Piece live-action. I don't think it has the Boys Talk Biz stamp of approval.
Hope and pray.
I'm praying to the anime gods. Just please.
Bro, Lord Josh
let us have... Yes, Lord Josh please. Please just let us have one. Let us have one. But yeah, that's One Piece live action. God, I don't know why people just keep funneling money into this. Just make an original show. You have so much more chance of success.
Just make an anime, man. Just use that money for an original anime.
Yeah, I mean, no one would be mad about that. Another topic that we're going to get into today is possibly one of the hugest mergers in business, in gaming, that maybe has ever happened. Xbox this past month has started finalizing the deal to buy Activision Blizzard, and it's a very interesting decision considering all the shit that Activision Blizzard has been going through lately. So I got high hopes for this. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. They've already started implementing things that I feel like are going to enhance the quality of Activision, because Activision started up here about 15 years ago. They were on the top of the game. They could not be stopped. And slowly over the years, all their stuff has been getting watered down. Call of Duty is straight up dog shit these days.
It's pretty bad.
WoW hasn't had a good expansion in a while. I mean, Diablo 4 won't fucking come out for some reason. I feel like with some new leadership, with some new decisions, some new team making, we can actually get what people fucking want from these IPs. And when you buy Activision, there is so much content that is involved with that. This is a fucking huge company. And so I think that Xbox is going to get some really, really dope games out of this. But I'm not really sure what the next move is. You know what I mean?
I think this move was I think with everything that happened Activision this past year, or Blizzard, I think it was like, because in stocks and in things, right, in economics, when something loses, right, when it goes down, a lot of people want to sell. So I feel like with everything that happened with Activision and Blizzard, I think its price, its value was going down. And a lot of people get scared when it goes down and they want to hurry up and sell it. But when it goes down, that's when you buy. So I think Xbox, Microsoft, they obviously see, oh, we can get this for cheaper.
Obviously, this is probably the only time that we are going to be able to get this company for this price. Because,
yes,
dude, Xbox Game Pass has, made them so much money. It's honestly such a solid deal for that, because you don't have to have Xbox Live to get Xbox Game Pass.
It was great.
And so, which is phenomenal, because that was one thing that really was turning me off for a while is, I love having Xbox Live because I get these Xbox 360 backwards compatible games, I get all this stuff, but now Game Pass is kind of doing you're getting the games, you're getting fresh games every month, there's always stuff coming in rotation. And so with all that Game Pass money, they're thinking, oh, if we buy more companies, we can just keep adding to the collection, therefore making more money.
Also, too, I think this move was also like your move, PlayStation, your move, Sony.
What are you guys gonna do now?
Yeah, you can't play Overwatch anymore, guys.
Yeah. Oh man, if they do that, because everyone, when Xbox first announced that they were gonna buy them, everyone was like, "Oh no, Call of Duty is not gonna be on PlayStation." I'm like, dude, don't be stupid. Obviously, Call of Duty is gonna be on all consoles, so it makes the most money.
That would be an alpha move, though.
It would be an alpha move.
I would respect it. Dude, imagine.
Oh my god, it would be insane. Can you imagine, because especially the best part about Xbox is now they're getting their stuff on PC, right?
Right.
And so if you make your content stuff Xbox exclusive, the PC players still have access. And so you've got 2/3 of the market totally outshining the PlayStation market, because, consoles, in my opinion, going on the down low.
They're very obsolete.
They're not as, now that the consoles are getting more powerful, they're getting more next level, the graphics are enhanced every single generation.
Yeah.
There becomes a point where, why wouldn't I just buy a computer that can do so many more things than my console? Because you can get all the games on the computer now. So it's very interesting. I feel like this merger is really going to change the kind of the playing field, because I feel like now Sony's going to have to start, buying small companies or buying something big, in order to kind of compete with that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I think it's like it's a move of, your turn. There's like a chess match between Sony and Microsoft just made, I don't know, I don't play chess, so they took some character off the board.
Yeah, dude, they took the fucking queen.
Damn, it's almost checkmate.
It's getting close. I mean, can you imagine? Let's get into hypotheticals here.
Oh yeah, hypothetical, yeah.
Microsoft makes billions of dollars off this Activision merger.
Yeah.
The Game Pass is making the buku bucks, right? All of a sudden, Microsoft buys Sony. Could you imagine what would happen?
Dang.
I feel like, dude, oh man, I'm trying to even think in my head what that would mean for the gaming industry, because Microsoft and Sony have been head-to-head battling for so many years. That they've been always in constant competition with each other. But if they were all under the same company, would that be a good thing? Would that be a bad thing? Because most of the time, competition makes you succeed. You know what I mean? It makes you try harder, and it drives you to compete and get ahead of the game. So without that competition, would that be a good thing? Would that be a bad thing? It's hard to tell.
Yeah, because they're winning. I mean, it's so weird because you can't really throw Nintendo in there. I guess
no, not really.
I guess naturally they are competitors because they're in, they're all making video games and things, but
but Nintendo has the exclusives cornered. Yeah. They have all the IPs, they have all of those great classic games, and dude, they just print money at that point.
Yeah.
And so I feel like they're in a league of their own because
they're just kind of their own thing.
Because especially like the Switch is such a hands-on, like,
it's a multi-tool thing.
It's a multi-tool. Yeah, absolutely. You
super
can play
accessible.
it on. Yeah, exactly. It's a console for everyone. Whereas I feel like the Xbox and the PlayStation are much more consoles for like people who maybe play a little bit more or play higher, like demanding games, for their systems. And so yeah, I feel like Nintendo is kind of, they're off in their own corner, just doing their own thing. But yeah, Microsoft and Sony have always been head to head. So if Microsoft bought Sony, man, that would be a very interesting like dynamic for the gaming industry.
Would you still pay money to develop both consoles if you own both? Or would you just
That's a great question.
Or would you just keep one or the other? Because I mean, it wouldn't really matter because whatever
like,
thing you buy, the money's going to the same place at that point.
Yeah. Well, like imagine if they did this. Imagine if Microsoft buys Sony, and all of a sudden the next console that comes out is the PlayStation X. It's both the consoles put together. You can buy PlayStation controllers or you can buy Xbox controllers for it. So you're not getting away from like that. The controller I feel like is one of the biggest reasons that people probably do what they do, you know what I mean? And obviously there's exclusives, but if it's all in one console, the exclusives are obsolete.
Right.
So, so it's a snowball. It's a snowball. It's a slippery slope. But man, it would be very interesting to see something like that happen. Because I mean, if Microsoft buys Sony, monopoly. They have. I mean, they're winning. The game is over. The game is over.
Because they already have
obviously.
The thing that's keeping them afloat, I think, over Sony, because I think people right now generally like the PlayStation more than the Xbox. But I think that's keeping Microsoft ahead of them is because of the PC, because of, Windows and PC gaming.
Yeah.
I think that's keeping them afloat, but that would be, man, yeah. Yeah.
I know, it like blows your fucking mind like thinking about it, because if you have all of Xbox games and PlayStation games on the same console, all of a sudden the console war is over. Because Nintendo, they're over in their corner, they're doing their thing, they're not really in direct competition with them, and so oh man, it would be crazy. It would be crazy because like then I'm playing fucking Spider-Man on my goddamn PC.
Should be hype. I want that.
That's what I want. That's what I want. So in a way, I want Microsoft to do this, but in the same way, I need that competition because I don't want them to stop trying. That's that's one thing that's been happening with a lot of companies. I mean, you got EA, you got Ubisoft, you got all of these humongous companies that are just shitting the bed constantly with their new games. They're pushing games out before they're done. Battlefield 2042, one of the I mean, I'm so mad that I fucking bought it. And I tried to refund it, and they didn't fucking let me refund it.
No!
It's tragic. It's
you had to keep
tragic. Yeah, I had to keep it. I uninstalled that shit, though. Get that off my PC. But it's just one of those things where it's like you have these gigantic companies, and Activision's one of them, too. Has totally just been shitting the bed with their releases lately. The last 2 Call of Duty games, the only good one, in my opinion, in a couple of Modern Warfare. I feel like Modern Warfare was actually like a good callback to what originally made the series good. And then they make 2 World War games again, and no one cares. Warzone has been dog shit for like a year and a half. So hopefully, Microsoft kicks them in the ass, tells them, hey, step up your game. I heard that Call of Duty is getting off of their annual yearly release schedule, which will be great for the games. Because, yeah,
Wow.
they had 3 studios in rotation, but that only gives you 3 years to make a game. And games nowadays take like 7 years to develop.
Yeah.
So I hope that this kind of gives them better timelines, more time to actually make a definitive experience for people, because I feel like it's just copy and paste every time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like these gaming studios, they're not taking risks. They're not taking risks.
You take more risks.
Dude, it's just bullshit. It makes me so mad because, like, dude, Ubisoft took Assassin's Creed, my freaking baby. I love Assassin's Creed so much. And now it's just this weird open world RPG, which I don't mind. You know what I mean? I like that the game went in that direction.
Yeah.
But now the game's just a hack and slash instead of a stealth game. You know, you're changing the entire economy of your game, and all of a sudden, it's not the same experience. So yeah, that was. I just want to throw that hypothetical out there, see what you thought, because I've been thinking about that and wondering, you know, what would that mean for the industry? You know, what would that mean for?
They keep just producing same shitty games.
Yeah.
It's been pretty boring the past couple of years.
Yeah,
it's been pretty.
I mean, honestly, we get a couple of bangers here and there. You
yeah,
know,
like
we get a couple
Halo.
good ones. You know?
Yeah, like
Halo's great.
Halo's a good
Yeah.
addition right now.
Thank God they listened to the fans. They delayed the game. They let it come out. And yeah, you know what? The multiplayer, still a little broken. And that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, the campaign was so much fun. Just beat it, you know? Like, I didn't expect Halo Open World to work, but with the inclusion of that new grapple shot, and, you know, you can fly the fucking vehicles all around. The world is beautiful. There's so much to do. I feel like it was a very interesting concept to go for. I kind of hope they steer away from it for the next game. I prefer the linear storytelling. It's just much more Halo. You know what I mean? That's what they've always done.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we'll see what happens with the next one. But, yeah, Halo's a great one. You know, and we got Elden now. We just, you know, we got Pokemon Legends Arceus just came out. So, you know, we've got some good ones in between, but it's not like a constant year of greatness. You know what I mean? We haven't had one of those years in a while.
No, not yet. It's been a hot minute. I know, like, in the NFT space, a big thing that will happen is, like, making in-game cryptos and NFTs to do with video games, because, like, NFTs are basically, that whole avenue is kind of like a video game, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
right?
it's like buying a skin.
Yeah. So I know Epic Game and, like, Fortnite, since, you know, that's the talks, they're, like, one of the first ones who are like, you know, how do we implement a crypto into Fortnite? And if you win certain things, you can make money from it, which I like personally, because I like making money and I play video games, so why not? But
yeah,
it might make a culture, or it might make people's... The game won't be so much fun. It won't be so much just for playing.
Yeah.
It will be, like, super competitive, and it will become something that gaming isn't. So
yeah, it's
I'm a little
not
wary.
supposed to be that. Yeah, exactly.
I'm a little wary on it.
And the problem is, you know, NFTs and that crypto stuff, it's very much a two-way street. You know, you've got the people that are really into it, and you got the people that fucking hate it, right?
Yes.
And so if game companies start implementing it, it might turn a lot of people away from their games because of that, which is not something that they want, obviously.
Right.
You want as many people to buy and play your game as possible. So it's a slippery slope, because if you add that stuff into the game, you know, I mean, people already don't. I mean, personally, I don't really like the Battle Pass format. I like that, you know, I like that they're constantly updating games so they don't have to, you know what I mean? Like, you can just keep playing a game and it feels fresh. I like that.
Yeah.
But the, like, thing behind it is just making money, because everybody buys the Battle Pass every other month. They're paying money for their skins and stuff, but it's taking away from that original, I need to grind, I need to play the fuck out of this game to get the best skin. You know what I mean? Right. So I feel like people are just playing, they get the Battle Pass done, they drop the game.
And a lot of people, they usually they pay for everything right up front.
Exactly.
Like, when you get the Battle Pass, you just pay all the tiers.
Yeah, and then you don't have to even fucking play the game.
Yeah.
And that is just them literally printing money. I mean,
Yeah.
it's got to be
literally.
pretty expensive to pay for the whole battle pass,
I
right?
think,
Probably like $100.
yeah, it would be 110, like total,
Okay.
right? Like buying the
Yeah.
battle pass and then all tiers. Yeah, because I think Fortnite is $1 per tier. So yeah, 100,
Wow.
$110. But like
Yeah,
I
and I
know.
don't even know what Halos would be.
Oh shoot, yeah. Can you pay
Yeah.
for the tiers?
Yeah, you can pay for level ups, and then you just level up through the battle pass.
Damn.
Yeah. So it's very interesting because like if you have that already, how do they implement the NFT crypto stuff
Yeah.
without making it even more of a, I don't want to say scam, but that's kind of what it feels like. You know what I mean? I'm just paying money for something that I'm not seeing. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I accomplished something because I'm just paying for it.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's a
weird
very
'cause-
interesting thing.
Yeah. I also think because you can see with competitive games how people can get.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
So
And,
imagine
yeah.
when there's money as the reward of winning something, right? Getting an objective and you get money out of it. Imagine what those rage moments and what people will be like when there's.
And it'll completely change the meta of the game too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like instead of just playing the game, having fun, all of a sudden you're playing for the objective of making cash off your game, and that will inhibit your experience because you're getting like kind of lost in the sauce in a way. You know what I mean? Instead of just having fun and getting kills and like building stuff, you're now just playing the game to make money, which is a very weird thing to think about.
Yeah. Because imagine if like you're paying your house payment, but like you're like a COD player, let's say you're good, right? Whatever. Let's say you're good at Warzone, right? Like let's say you're Pietro and you play Warzone, you're pretty good at Warzone,
Yeah.
and that ends up being your income from winning these games and stuff, or being at some type of tier level, and each tier has you get a bigger payment if you're at this tier, right? And
Yeah, or you got to buy something to get you to that tier in order to make that money.
right.
All of a sudden, you get yourself in a huge cycle where it's like, I have to invest all my time and my money into this game in order to make more money.
Right.
It's pretty crazy, man. I mean, I personally hope it doesn't go this direction because of this stuff. Like, I don't want to
Games
get
should be
wrapped
fun.
up in. Yeah, I play games as an escape, right? So
Yeah.
I don't need that extra. I'm already playing it to get away. I don't need to have more incentive to feel like I'm working. You know what I mean? I don't want to work. I just want to play games.
Man, I have to win 5 games to get groceries.
Yeah. Like that's fucked. It's a very weird
Right?
thought.
'Cause-
So yeah.
What if you're having a bad day and you you don't get the wins that you need in that weekend? It's like, damn, you can't even pay for food. Like,
Yeah. Like, it's fucked up. And obviously, who knows how much money you'd actually be making off it if it even would be considered like enough money to be an actual stable income. And it wouldn't be
Right.
stable. You know what I mean? It entirely depends on your play. And so if you
yeah,
have an
that's what I'm
off day,
saying. Like
you
each
said,
each tier would have its own I'm thinking each tier, whatever division you're in, would have like a different reward at the end.
yeah,
like if you're one of those
it's like
fucking platinum
it's like on
diamond
Twitch,
players.
you know what I mean? You're like you're not like an associate, but once you become the associate, you get more ads and stuff like that.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very interesting.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't think
We
that
will
stuff
see.
will come out soon.
Nah, that's a couple years from now for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
that would
we're
have to
talking
be.
we're talking hypothetically if it was completely implemented. I mean, like full system, a full thought out system. At first,
yeah.
it's just gonna be buying a fucking Jonesy portrait, you know what I mean, and buying a NFT of the pickaxe, you know what I mean, and then slowly it might devolve into that. But
Yeah, it's a while away. I just know Epic Games is they're in the talks. They have
yeah, and I think I saw
division.
EA trying to do it too.
Yeah, trying to implement
Mhm.
NFTs and stuff. Yeah.
That's been the Boys Stuff Biz this week. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.